Okay, then let us continue with new components and adjusting a little bit our workspace. Firstly, we will create a components folder inside of the shared one because we're creating a new component and then we have a directory where we can place it directly. We will update the imports for the main header that it works again. Also, we will now create a new component named location search. That one will do the possibility for the user to search for a location where it wants to have the weather come from. We will adjust a few small things inside of the component. We will make it stand alone again. And at the beginning, we will now have no imports. We will also add this one inside of this main page component to see it in action. So for our location search, we will use the material form field. We has to import that one from material, form field module. We will import that module inside of this component, form field module from Angular material form field. So here we will place a label, mat label. That one give the user a hint where it should place or what it should get placed in that input. Then we will create an ready to learn Angular 19, 20 and 21. This course covers everything new in this latest versions. From hydration, event replay, resource API, signal forms, we cover it all. You will get a complete Playground app showcasing all features. Plus, we will build a weather app from scratch to implement everything hands-on. Full source code for both projects included. Check the link in the description. Input with type text, placeholder search. It is a mat input. Then we also want to have it controlled by a form control. That's from Angular. It's a possibility to reactive forms module. That one will help us with getting the data and controlling over all the field. We're doing this by creating here a new attribute named weather location control. That is a form control. And here we placing this new created weather location control to saving the value. For that one, we will also use a material autocomplete because we want to show the user an autocomplete to see which locations could match with the input. It currently is still red because we not imported it. You can here go on the mat autocomplete module, I think. Yes, we'll import that one. from Angular material autocomplete. For this we need a material autocomplete component which has the name that we have defined here, mat autocomplete, and here we make a preparation for the later use of it with a mat option. Here we later placing all our autocomplete options based on the value that the user is typed into the field. And also we will add a small button with an icon that allows the user to add the location to our application with color primary, and inside of it we use the material icon with the symbol add to allow mat icon module. So we can now take a look on this search that we have created. Has no much custom CSS, it's only be like a simple formula. Here we had an error, we can quickly take a look. We will quickly import both of them again. Eventually there was an issue with the changing the path. And here it can't find the style sheet because of the CSS. So okay, let us take a look how the application looks like. Oh yeah, okay. Here CLI location search works. I think that it not applied the changes. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think we have missed the mat module because we have used here the directive mat input, but because it's not imported, it's not really doing anything. Mat input module from add Angular material input. So does this change the look and feel of it? Yeah, most likely. I think the next problem is that the mat button not works. We have to import also the mat button module. Button. So. And now it looks as it should be. You can search for something, you see there's no match, and you have an add button. Alright, then we can continue with adding the weather card, because at the moment, as you can see, we only have this input, but we want later that when the user searched for a location, he should have a card that shows him the weather. We'll quickly change also this spelling issue I made. Weather 4. So now we will create under the shared components a few components. Firstly, we will create a folder weather card, or we can also create directly a component named weather card. That will be our main component. We will quickly adjust the missing definitions. and then we'll create our weather card. So the weather card overall will be only a container that has some inputs, but not that much more. We will make this div element with class dflags. We want to have different contents below it, which means we want to have an alignment of column. That's important also for later when we want to have some more data below. So we firstly have this card separated in two parts. We have a kind of header part which represents like the current temperature and a few details like the naming of it. What we're doing for that is we were creating a second component directly into that one, which handling the header data. Again, quickly adjust the files to be the standard. So, oh wait, this weather card header is now much more complex. I will kind of partially copy it and explain it because it's really more or less like a more complex part of it. We have an div element with flex and flex fill, which should use the space that the card give it to him. We have a set index 1, but I think we don't need it. We will see. Then we have, because it's a flex container, we will have multiple colors. The one of them will be that one. We changing the color to be white, have a display flex, gap 2 to have more space. We aligning it everything below each other, and we'll like placing it in the center. This flex 15 is a class that we adding now. It is most likely only because of a main definition. This flex 15 says more or less that it should grow by the factor of 1, but the flex should not be based on the width that the container gave it to him. Then we have different data, like a location. In that case here, it's Chicago. We have a location raw divider. It's like a line that we're adding, and below like the country. So we will add the CSS for that one. For the location, we have a bigger font size, a bigger line height, and like a bigger text. And for the this is H6. That's also a class that comes from Bootstrap, and we will add the location, the line raw divider. It's more or less like a div element that has a height of 5, a border radius, and has a width of 15% with a background color. We can quickly add this thing here that we can look in between how the overall look of the component is at the moment. For that, we will also quickly adjust the CSS of this, because at the moment we not really has defined that much in that component. For that, we will add a main styling. What it does most likely is making a card with a min width of 400 pixels overflow hidden and have a background color to make it more styled. So what we now can do to get a quick overview how all of that looks, we will add here the header one. Yeah, that's already here placed perfectly. Okay, and we need to add this card to the main page. We're doing this by making the app weather card. So okay, now it not knows the component because we not saved this file. So currently it looks stupid, but that's for the moment okay. But as you can see, we have this label here, Chicago, we have this line, and we have the country. Then we will continue with the header part. The next section is more or less the second column of all of that. What we also can do is quickly run a formatting, because I think at the moment it's not news that we're using prettier. Yeah, okay. So what does the second part do? It kind of has a container that has flags with gap and fills the remaining space. Align the item center, justify the center. Then we have a place with the temperature. We have a text with the kind of how the weather is at the moment. We have the humidity and we have a wind. All of this combined looks at the moment stupid, but we will quickly go over the styling to adjust all of that. First of all, we will adjust the stylings of all the different places. We have here a bigger font size, bigger line height. We have a column divider that's placed like, did I forget it? Oh no, it's here. Okay. Yeah, we applying a few stylings to make it look nicer. We make a column divider with a width that's like a line, in that case vertically. The other one was horizontally, with a width and a height of 18% with a background color that you can see now here. We also have here some text with text white 15 solid. The reason for that is that I wanted a color that is not transparent with a clear white color. As you can see now, the temperature is shown in this white color. Then we have also the text white 15%. The other one was like a background color. This one is the same, but for the text color. As you can see now, it's now a little bit better. We also, let us quickly see. We have the temperature. That's this one, yeah, of course. We have text uppercase, letter spacing 1. That's already here. That makes the text has more space between the characters. And now what we all overall doing is styling the host. We will wrap all of that around that because it's then Yeah, we also want here the format document, because at the moment it's not used that it is put here. So now we have some styling missing for the card itself. Because here we has to set a margin 4, which makes everything have more space. Yeah, that's like overall the styling of this card now. And in the next step, we will make some adjustments for that card to have like a new component part for the bottom of this card.